Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. If you're new here, my name is Travis. Today we're going to be working on this 1939 Buick. This is actually a part 2 that we're doing. We drug this car out of a yard in Wilcox. This guy was sizing down all of his projects and this was there. We brought it home and it's been sitting since presumably 1959. We got the car actually to fire off for a split second. But that split second was all we needed to make a part 2 on this car because you guys loved it so much. And this thing is a crazy piece of American history, a crazy piece of Arizona history because of this contraption on the back. Now what we presume this is a homemade compressor for a mine. This is a circa 1920s era compressor. So you have a double cylinder compressor right here that was ran off of originally another gas engine, but you can hear it, it's freed up. The gas engine may have been mounted there, but we kind of also thought they may have been running it off the tire. I'm not 100% sure. But then you have your pipe that goes from the compressor to this crazy boilerplate tank. Then you have an on-off valve, and then this is probably where you would have put a hose to use your accessories with. The comments in the last video pretty much all agreed that this would have been for a mine. That this may have not been a corporate mine, may have been a small operation, and since there was no kind of safety rules back then, people just put things together and they were resourceful and they used what they had, and so somebody turned a 39 Buick into a compressor to use at their mine. That's what we think. This car probably sat for 60 solid years outside. Look at what the sun did to the foam on the door handle. I mean, it just bubbled it up, almost like it boiled it, but it took 60 years to boil. So the whole goal of this video is to get this car to drive under its own power. Run, idle, drive, and stop. So there's a few things we have to do to get that to happen. One is the brakes. Got to rebuild the master cylinder, wheel cylinders, see what the shoes look like for the front and for the back. And then we also have the carburetor off. And Dad is supposed to be coming over here sometime. And he had the carburetor dipped in evapor rust, got it pretty clean, and we have a kit for it that we're going to put in it to get the carburetor working good again. And what I'm going to start on right now is the brakes. Ooh, these were pretty loose, actually. I wouldn't be surprised if one of these wheel bearings is bad. Look at that. Shoes are beautiful. Tons of meat on those shoes. Wheel cylinders, I'm sure, are toast. I mean, that's a guarantee. Oop, 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 oop. We're leaking grease out of the hub all onto my floor. Dust boots are hard as a brick. Man, them shoes, man, I'm happy about that. I'm sure it's gonna need hoses. Can you hear it? I was able to get wheel cylinders, I think. I wasn't able to get hoses, but I felt like these were pretty. I've seen these before. I feel like I can match these hoses up without actually getting them for a 39 Buick. Races look beautiful. Not a scratch or a pit on them. I'm surprised. That nut was pretty loose on that shaft. It was not tight. The outer race looks good too. I don't see any pitting whatsoever. I cleaned the grease off. It looks beautiful. I'm really glad too, because it's super hard to find ball bearings for these cars. They're not, everything's taper bearing now, so the ball bearings are difficult to find. So, if you're wondering why the dust cap is already off of this side, when we were dragging it around the yard the other day to try and get the compression up, this tire came completely off and it took the dust cap with it. But a few days later I found the dust cap in the yard, put it in the car, so we do have it. It's all mangled up, but at least I got it. Oh, this one's left-hand thread, righty-loosey on this one. But you know what's weird? The lug bolts, whatever, not lug nuts, lug bolts I guess, they're all regular right-hand thread, but this spindle is left-hand thread, righty-loosey, lefty-tighty. That's odd that they would do it for the spindle and not the lug bolts. Never seen that before. Why did I not take the tire off? Especially because the whole idea back in the day for having left-handed threads on one side of the car was they thought that the rotation of the tire when you were driving would loosen the lug nuts and that the tire would come off. But they eventually figured out that that theory wasn't really true. But why would you do it on the spindle when no matter what you have a cotter pin going through it, so it can't loosen up on you anyway? There it is. Same thing on this one. A lot of meat on those shoes. Happy about that. You know, because these are bonded, they're not riveted. Sometimes the bonding comes apart and then you can just tear these right off. Get a little bit of brake clean on there. Look, they even got some color on them. Look at that, purple. Huh. Wheel cylinders weren't leaking. No dust coming out of them when you do that. The brake fluid turns to dust after so many years. It just gets like flaky. Look at that. TB Blaster worked its magic. And also being in the Arizona desert may have helped it out a bit. So Dad is in the middle of rebuilding the carburetor. I have all of the bearings soaking in gasoline, getting all that old grease off of there. Pop the seals out, all the races look good, all the bearings look good. Right now I'm doing the rear brakes, got them apart. The rear ones look just as good as the fronts. Plenty of meat on those shoes. Got the wheel cylinders out. Got the new one in on this side, and the springs all hooked back together. The drum can go back on this one. go clean these brake nails up. All right. Even, nice and even. We're on. Can put the drum back on. We'll give these drums a little Craigslist rebuild. This is really not how you're supposed to do this. I'm just trying to get any kind of grime off of there. If this was a legitimate car I was going to drive, you know, you'd have the drums cut and make sure they're nice and perfect. But we're just trying to drive around the yard. All right, the goal is to drive around the yard and be able to not run into the house, not take out my gate. All right, we'll tighten these up a little bit. We'll adjust them out from the back. If you can believe it, the adjusters actually turn, because I had to loosen them up to get the drum off. So they'll go back and whatever, you know, it'll work, you know, 10 mile an hour, 20 mile an hour, it'll do it. While I continue to work on the brakes, Dad's still rebuilding the carburetor. This one's taken 2 to 3 times as long just because this one was exposed to the elements for so long. Look who decided to show up. There she is. Did you go to lunch? Had a little lunch date?
A little sushi?
Novally cameo. Yep. She's just hanging out. Yeah. Dad's still piecing the carburetor together, and I'm trying to take this hose off. The only thing I couldn't find online was hoses. I think I said that. I'm gonna try and match something up. Dad's finishing putting the carburetor together. I found brake hoses that will match the front and the rear. I think I ordered them from O'Reilly. They'll be in tomorrow. Till then, we can take this master cylinder out, see if we can get it apart. Doesn't look like it's twisting from the other side. Yeah, that's gonna have to be cut. It's not twisting from this side. All right. That was a hard one. Oh, it was friggin' finger loose. Bone dry. Some flakes. So I got the new master cylinder kit laid out against the old one, and they look the same. We'll get that off and put this on, but right now we're going to hone this out. We're gonna have to put some brake fluid in the top, run our little brake hone through it right here, clean it up as much as we can. Who knows how clean it'll come out, we'll see. Let's see if it even gets down there. All right, it's getting down there.
This puts out 300,000 views by the time it's done or more. I don't know if we can.
So I honed it out real good as much as I could, and you really want to see it 100% shiny like that, sort of up top. All those black dots are imperfections and pits, and those are potential areas for leaking. But there's really not a whole lot we can do about it because we can't.
We're not going to be driving it on the interstate?
Yeah, we're not going to be driving on the interstate, and we're not getting another one anyway.
Oh, it looks good.
So first we'll put the rod back in there. We'll put the clip in, put a little bit of brake fluid in there. The master cylinder is finished and ready to go on. Dad also completed the rebuild of the Stromberg Aero type single barrel carburetor. All right, it's the next day now. I got a few parts so we can hopefully finish up this brake job today. I got some brake hoses. These are the part numbers that'll fit this 39 Buick, because I think I said earlier that if you actually look up brake hoses for a 39 Buick, nothing comes up. I mean, I've seen this same brake hose on 30 years worth of different vehicles. So this is what I matched up. This is from a 1960 Chevy Bel Air car. They should fit the front and the rear. And I also got another bolt and nut from the one I cut off yesterday on the master cylinder mount. Now that the master's done, we should be able to mount the master cylinder, hook it back up, hook the front and rear hoses up, put the front wheel cylinders on, clean the grease out, re-grease it, you know, all that. The bearings have been soaking in gas and they're pretty well clean. So we should be able to put this together today.
Oh, look at that.
Dad's measuring right now, because if this thing runs, we're gonna try and put a radiator in it.
See, 20 for a 46 Chevy, it's 20 3/4 wide. So 20 3/4. So, and then 29 high. The width is what we're after.
Yeah, the radiator that was in this car is real narrow. Most radiators are wide. So we're trying to figure if a 47 to 53 Chevy truck rat will work, because those are pretty cheap and accessible.
29 is above this.
But that's overall height. That tank curves in.
So it's 29. So it's just going to be above it. And who cares? There's nothing else available. That might have been the actual height in the first place, because basically your hood would go over the top of it. Look at the height. Look at this. So it looks like it's the same.
And that was a 47 to 53 Chevy truck rad?
No, that's 46.
Oh, 46.
43, 44, 45, 46 Chevy pickup truck. I mean, the very second we make it run and we can hear it idle, I'd say order the radiator.
Alright, well, we already ran into our first problem. This is not going to fit. This fitting is too big. Well, back to square one on that. Alright, so I figured out the hard way that trying to give the system the old reach around and get hoses from O'Reilly that are going to match up it's a no-go. None of the hoses fit any of the lines. They all fit the wheel cylinders, but they don't fit the fittings on the lines that come from the car. So I had to go down to American Hose and Rubber, and I've talked about them before. They're in Tucson. They're a locally owned business, and they make hoses and fittings and stuff, and they made me these right there that have the correct fittings on both ends. It was this side that I needed the right fittings for. So I got 2 out of the 3, and they're making the third one right now. It's going to take them a few hours because they have to weld a fitting together to make an adapter for me, because they couldn't make 3 complete ones. So I'll have to go back in a little bit, but since I have 2 of the correct hoses, I can put the fronts together, the wheel cylinders, the shoes, the hubs, all that, grease everything up, put the fronts together, and then go back down there in a few hours and get my last hose for the rear center. So we'll put these together right now. Oh, I see. It's like a slot thing. Oh, you can pull it out. Oh, I'm an idiot. I didn't realize that.
to vacuum this little jewel out. We don't want to get dirty. Oh, wait a minute, look. I thought I found an old quarter.
Oh, you thought, well, you still put it in your pocket like you're gonna spend it.
Habit.
You gonna try and put it in a vending machine?
No, that's something I used to do. We used to make plugs. In the metal shop that was the same size as quarters, and you could use them.
It'd work?
Yeah, yeah. But that was back in the 80s. That's a good seat. Look at that. One of the rocks that broke the window out, I guess. I can't believe there's even a floor.
Yeah, it's hard to believe.
That must have been the gas line, maybe?
Yeah. Part of the window trim. All right, go ahead and pump the brakes some. I see a lot of bubbles. Should be sucking it down. I'm gonna get under there and undo the line at the master so we can bleed it. Let me put some more fluid in there. All right, you wanna pump it up a little?
Yeah. All right.
Yeah. Okay, go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah, it's bled. Yeah, I hear air. Oh, we got a dribble. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and let up. Let me check the brake fluid.
Okay.
Okay, go ahead. Getting a pretty good stream. All right, I'm gonna go to the next one.
Starting to get pedal. Okay. To the floor. All the way. You get air?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. To the floor. To the floor.
There we go. Now we're getting some clean fluid.
Stream? Or more bubbles?
All right, now it's good and clean. All right, the brakes are bled. Everything is together. The master is sealed up. The cap is on. All the wheel cylinders have bled out. The brakes are adjusted. Everything's looking good. American Hose and Rubber got our last hose made for us, so now I guess we'll just look for leaks, but you know, it doesn't matter if it drips a little bit. We're not going to be driving this thing all crazy, but the brakes are sealed up and working.
You got brakes.
We got brakes. So tomorrow we'll try to start it. That's what
Make
we're...
it run longer. Then we'll order the radiator.
Yeah, tomorrow's goal is to get this car running. So it's the next day, and we're going to try and start this car today, hopefully. If we're going to start this car and possibly put it in gear, these rims are 50s Oldsmobile rims, and they fit the bolt pattern, but they don't really fit the actual hubs real well because they're Oldsmobile rims, not Buick rims. Dad has a couple of Buick rims. He has two we're going to use on the front. They fit the rear a little better because the hub on the front, you know, where all the spindle is, it doesn't fit over that real well. It'll fit on the back better. So because of that, we're gonna switch 2 tires from these rims onto some actual 50s Buick rims because Dad doesn't want to bend those Oldsmobile rims, and I understand that. Alright, so here's the first Buick rim. Gonna clean the edges with a wire wheel, hopefully, so these tires don't leak air. And then we got some goop to rub on them that helps seal too.
Cool thing about those tires, all they gotta do is hold that car up.
Alright, I'll throw some of this tire goop on. Should pop. Boom. What we're doing right now is coming up with a fuel supply situation. So this metal line actually went from the carburetor to the original fuel pump, which I'm sure is shot. We're not even going to attempt to use that. So we took it off and rerouted it. We hooked it to the inlet of the carb, then ran that fuel line through the firewall. And it's coming out right here. So got our tank, our electric fuel pump. We're gonna hook it to that and we'll supply it from there. Because I think they had this tank in here and they just had a line going in that tank.
Right now that's our seat.
Yep, right now
seat.
that's our seat.
Perfect size seat.
We hooked everything up and then turned the fuel on, and there's literally a hole right by that big screw there. And it's just a plug that's came off or something, and it's just spitting fuel out as fast as you can pump it in. So we have to take the carburetor back apart, well, back off I should say, and see if we can plug that hole. Dad cut that bolt down, it was a little long. Gonna thread tap and put a screw in that hole. We already had to do it to another one right there.
should have made it a little longer.
Oh, it's too short?
Yeah. Should have made it longer.
All right, well, we'll get another one. Here.
Yeah. Ain't even threading.
What'd you tap it with?
832.
All right, we got the screw in, put the carburetor back together and set it back on there, and hopefully it doesn't leak. We're putting the finishing nuts on the carburetor. It's going on. We're getting some much needed rain. Look at that. If you can believe it, we're getting rain out in the desert. Always love it when it rains. It doesn't rain enough. Won't rain too long. We always get 15-minute rains. That's how it is. It never lasts long. Mama bird is away from the weather. She made her nest up here. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh no. She'll be back. She got her eggs. All right, carb's on, everything's hooked up. Let's do the fuel again. All right, fuel's on. I don't see anything coming out.
I'm telling you, I seen that. Oh, there it is.
Accelerator pump working?
Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah, I seen it working when it was on the ground or
On the bench?
Yeah, I seen it.
All right, so really we should be able to try and start it.
Yeah, with some starting fluid. I think that's the only way it's going to start. Might want to pull that valve cover off there so we can see it starts oiling up top. Leaking. It's not in gear, is it?
Well, I don't think so. Check. Coil's hooked up. Fire in the hole.
I don't know. I think this thing's in gear. You're going to get a big surprise because it's going to start and take off.
Is it in gear?
I think so.
Really?
I think. Might need to come in here and jiggle with it, and I think I had to jiggle it on the bottom or something.
I think it's out of gear, but whatever. We'll try it anyway.
I think it feels like it's in gear. Usually that thing slips up and down. Well, once we bump it, we'll know.
We got a battery charger on it, and we got everything hooked back up, so we're going to see if it cranks.
Ether. Man, I shouldn't have to put that much ether down it. It ain't got no compression. Go ahead before all that ether dries out.
Try it again. Dang. Wow. So was it only running on ether? It wouldn't do it on gas?
A little bit. I'd say mostly ether. It was mixing it with gas and ether. We're gonna have to go
Get some more of that.
Yeah. We just need to keep doing it until it
Raises the compression.
Yeah.
All right, let's put it on high crank again. Hook up the coil, fuel pump. All right, you ready?
Yeah. Ready?
Yeah. Whoa. Started without ether, right?
Almost, yeah.
Well, unless it was burning kind of residual, but.
Getting a little better.
Yeah, it was running on gas. It's better now. A little bit at a time. I can see it's boiling. Well, actually, that's a freeze plug gone. Well, they cut a hole in the cab. What the heck? I'll be danged. They cut a hole in the firewall for something.
It's getting a little better.
A little bit. Before we can actually attempt to drive it, we have to re-weld this stabilizer bar that's on the back of this, because when we were putting the tire on, Dad noticed that the tire was hitting the frame. And when I was editing the first video, when I was doing the drone shot of us dragging it around the yard, I noticed that the back of the frame was moving back and forth. It's because this bar that holds the rear end and the frame kind of in alignment is broke. So the springs don't have any kind of stability. You know, they'll shift so that the frame can just do this all the time. So we have to get the truck over here and pull this over a little bit to where we can refit this bar. See, the frame has to be pulled that way so that the bar will meet up, and then we'll just weld it real quick so that it doesn't shift and that the tire doesn't rub on the frame. All right, come back a little.
Yeah.
Is that good?
Yeah.
Good enough for our purposes.
Okay.
We're gonna try and start it again now. See if it runs better, easier, less ether.
Less ether. Fuel pump on.
Fuel pump, points.
Say when.
All right.
Ready?
So it's the next day now. We're trying to get this thing to run a little longer, but we're worried because we don't have any water in it. You know, it's not good for the engine. So even though we don't have a radiator, at least if we can fill the block up with water, it can sort of boil out a little bit as it runs and keep it cool. So what we had to do was I put a hose on this bottom outlet and run it up so that I can put the water level higher. This doesn't have a thermostat in it already, so we can just run water down the yap right there. And I took this off. This whole thing was on there. So whatever this was, I don't even know. It was hooked up to this heater hose port on the engine, so I took it off, put a cap in it, and then on the back of the engine they cut this hole in the firewall and had some menagerie in there, some pipe threaded whatever in there. So we took that out, put a freeze plug in it so hopefully it won't leak water. So for right now, I'm just going to cut the belt off so that the water pump doesn't turn and just pump all the water out of one of the ends. Oh, yeah, we got water coming out. Oh yeah, that freeze plug's not even there.
What's that?
Yeah, that freeze plug's like not even there. Alright, I had a rubber freeze plug, so I shoved that in there and tightened it down as tight as I possibly could, so we'll see if that slows the leak.
Even if it's seeping, who cares? You know?
Yeah. Now it's coming out the furthest front one.
Oh.
Good Lord. We got the rubber one and we got this one that's bad. Alright, well I broke down and went and got another rubber plug, put it in there. That should be the last freeze plug. I think, I hope, I don't see any more. So we'll fill it up with water again, see if it leaks. Oh, is it coming to the top? There it goes. It's at the top. Ready?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Just trying it.
Is it running on its own?
It likes that choke.
Oh, you put choke on it. It's idling on its own. Finally. Look at all that blow by.
A little bit.
Oh my gosh. Those rings are toast. That is so much blow by. Again, you ready? Oop.
Yeah.
I have these spark plug wires marked from previous work. So what I'm going to do...
I don't know, do you?
Yeah, I do. Unless...
You need a black marking pen?
Yeah, I need to mark them again. I'm going to take these plugs out, see if they're fouled, because...
You want me to go get my spark plug cleaner?
No.
Sure.
I'm going to take these plugs out, clean them, see if they're fouled, because, you know, we probably ran a lot of gas and stuff through it.
You probably eat a lot of stuff down in that cylinder.
Yeah. Number 4's still got enough running on it.
Actually, it was starting to run pretty good. Well, let's see how bad they look.
On top of cleaning these plugs, I think we're also going to run another compression check just to see how much the compressions came up, what it's at, and if number 3 has any compression, because if you watch the first video on this, the number 3 was the worst cylinder. That was the one where the valve was open, it was rusted, it was really, really bad, and we never really could get anything out of it. So now that it's ran and got a little hot, curious to know what if 3's doing anything and what the rest of them are at now.
See if 3's being lazy.
Yeah, see if it's being lazy.
Let's see.
I've seen worse, but I don't know. What do you think? Not terrible.
No.
All that ether's kept it burning lean.
Yeah. Not as bad as I thought it was going to be. This one's going to be the bad one.
Yeah, this is cylinder.
I bet this one's oil fouled.
Kind of looks like the rest of them.
Well, them old Atlas plugs.
Ooh, that one's burning good. Number 4 is white hot.
Yeah, number 4 is carrying us.
Yeah. Number 5, that was pretty good. 4 and 5.
Ooh.
Getting spicy on them two.
Ooh.
6.
Oh,
I'm liking that.
look at 6.
7's not burning as white hot, but it ain't completely fouled.
Not as lazy, but you can soak through it. Generally, 3 to 4 turns is.
I know, but it kept going up. But we ended up at 70.
Okay, that's good.
But it's not it's not getting there fast. You got to turn it a bunch of times. 60. Yeah, 3 is, we're not, it's a lost cause on 3, I think.
Dang. Well, 7's enough.
So run on 7. 45. 60. 60. 50. Yeah, we're no better than we were the other day before we ran it long.
She sure is running better.
Yeah. Okay, last cylinder, number 8. 70. Yeah, it's the same as what it was the other day, so it's not going to get any better than this, probably. Safe to say she needs a rebuild.
Need to pour a can of rings in it.
Yeah.
They used to sell this stuff, and it was in little bead forms,
Yeah.
and you dump them down into your cylinder,
Really?
and the motor would run, and they would break apart, and it was like sandpaper, and it would like resand your cylinders.
Like almost like honing it?
Yeah, it was almost like honing it. I've not seen it for years for sale, but you could dump it down into the cylinder and it would sit there and it would run and it would break apart and it would just sit there and sand the cylinder.
Wow. That's what this thing needs.
Yeah, it needs some of it. I don't remember what the name of it was. I remember my uncle dumping it down in one old Chevy, and man, compression came back.
Wow. All right, let's fire it up again. Ready?
Here, just for the heck of it, let me go inside the car and see if I can make it run with the accelerator pedal, and you just give it a little bit of this, because that'll kind of give us a test run as to whether or not we can drive it, which I'm pretty sure we can. All right, go ahead.
Ready?
Yeah.
Your foot on the pedal at all? No? Good. What we need to do now is see if we can get that shifter working, and then we'll try and drive it.
All right, let me turn the key off. Key don't work. Look at that.
She's running on her own. That's right. And hit the gas. Look at all the blowback coming out when he does that. Man, that's funny. Yeah, it's sitting there running by itself.
So let's jack the rear end of it up.
Try to move it.
Okay, I think that's reverse.
Yeah.
I think. So try to start it and we'll see if that goes in reverse. I got reverse.
Oh God. shift it into forward. Hold on. All right.
There it is.
Okay. Yeah. Boy, she's a posi track. She's a limited slip.
Okay, shut it off. Run a little better all the time.
Yeah, it started up real quick.
So, hey, look, I got it to go in reverse. Go ahead and run the hose through there and let's get some cooler water, you know, while it's out in the dirt. 'Cause I don't want to overheat it and kill it.
And then I'll just have to get under there and pop that thing. So
It might work. I just got through putting it in reverse.
Okay.
Woo! Shut that door. I got to keep the cool air in.
All right. There you go.
That jack out of the way.
Now you're enclosed in your cab.
Yeah.
Roll the windows up even.
Probably. Oh, that one's open in the front. Yeah, that's where I'm gonna have to get some air.
Yeah, a little cowl induction.
Yeah. Put a little bit of Bondo on this roof. All right, so I got the clutch in. Might need to ether it, I don't know.
Try and start without ether.
All right,
Ready?
all right.
Oh, no ether.
Water hot coming out of it, I guess. Sure it is.
beyond success. The step of a man who has arrived at the top and doesn't have to prove a thing. The step of a man who relies on his own judgment. This is the man who chooses a Buick Roadmaster because he likes it best. This man knows fine cars. He has tried them all and has decided for himself that no other car can offer the luxuries he naturally expects, plus all the advantages of Buick engineering.
Running better all the time.
Buick performance, Buick ride. Any man who can appreciate the fine points of a car feels right at home in a Roadmaster. He instantly recognizes that here, in addition to a full complement of comforts, are all the trusted and proved qualities of the successful Buick line. Exclusive qualities, brought to their peak of perfection. He knows this is the cream of the crop.
That's an ordeal.
She's spitting out of every hole.
Is she?
Well,
Them freeze plugs pop out?
no, I don't think so. They stayed in there. Boiling water. All kinds of compression getting past the rings, coming out of the head. This thing's just it's smoking everywhere. The Buick gave us a serious run for our money, but we got the best of it. We got it running, we got it driving, we got it stopping, it rode around the yard. And also, I had a subscriber send this Cascade oil can. You guys know that me and Dad love gas and oil memorabilia, you know, like the pickers, American pickers and stuff. We love signs, pole signs, gas pumps, all that stuff from the era of stuff we work on. And a guy named Daniel Ladd sent us this Cascade motor oil can. So this is really cool. I've never gotten something like this. So I just wanted to thank Daniel for this can. Dad and I thank you for supporting the channel by watching the videos, liking, commenting, subscribing. Feedback, we always like reading the comments, and if you want to support the channel in a more direct way, we have t-shirts available at Theetravisb.com. We have 3 different designs. We got a gray TB with the 46 International on the back. We got a Cummins Dependable Diesel t-shirt, and we also have a red cap button-up shirt with the logo on the back. And people have been buying them, and they've been being sent out. My mom is fulfilling all the orders. She's been helping out with the channel, so this is a whole family business. I'm working, Dad's working. Emily is starting to edit some, you know, I'm helping her edit some of these videos, and Mom's doing the shirts. So we got everybody involved in one way or another.
Somebody's doing something.
And that's because the channel's grown. That's because we're almost at 200,000 subscribers. I'm trying to get a video out every week now. I can't guarantee it, but I've been putting them out on Sundays lately, and that's been seeming to be the schedule that's kind of working, and that's because Emily's helping edit, so I don't have, I mean, that's a heavy workload. I never talk about it in the videos because nobody really cares, but the editing is a lot of work. It's almost as much work as being out here actually doing the work. With that workload being shifted a little bit, hopefully I can keep putting a video out every week. Instead of 3 a month, which was kind of my posting schedule. It was random. Hope you guys will be at Duct Tape Drags on October 17th and 18th. Me and Dad, that's our only yearly appearance because that's the only car event that's sort of YouTuber driven, right? Freiberger, Finnegan, or not Finnegan, Dulcich. Derek from Vice Grip Garage Goes, Pole Barn's going to be there. I'm going to be there. Dad's going to be there. It's a whole shebang.
And the Inevitable Jim.
The Inevitable Jim.
He'll be there.
Yep, he's a YouTuber. We like him. He's a good man. And I'm building that 600 horsepower Cummins REO Speedwagon to compete this year. Hopefully I can beat my time of 26 seconds last year with what I'm building to take this year. Thank you guys again for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. And I want to park this in a strategic spot because I think this car has earned a spot on the property, and there's a place I want to park it.
That'd be my opinion.
Because this is a one-of-a-kind car.
Yeah. Got the coil hooked up?
Yeah?
Okay. You went in gear.
Good. Getting better all the time.
How's that?
I figured it'd kind of be cool in the middle of my 2 pole signs as yard art.